So there's this old ad. Maybe you've seen it. A woman stumbles upon a genie, gets three wishes, and what does she ask for? Not money, not a mansion. She asks for a never-ending pack of Tim Tams. And honestly, if you've ever had one, that wish kinda makes sense. Because somehow, this simple little chocolate biscuit became one of Australia's most loved icons. So how did that happen? Let's rewind to 1960s. Back then, Arnott's, the biscuit kings behind Shapes and Scotch Fingers, wanted to create something new. They'd seen this UK snack called the Penguin Biscuit and thought, right, let's make a better version for Aussies. But that wasn't an easy ask. The supermarket shelves were already packed with British style bickies, so Arnott's needed more than just a good product. They needed something people would fall in love with and never stop buying. What they came up with was simple, but kind of genius. Two crunchy malted biscuits, a layer of chocolate cream, and the whole thing dipped in smooth chocolate. They called it Tim Tam, named after a racehorse, believe it or not. And here's the wild part. That recipe hasn't changed in 60 years. While other brands kept chasing trends, Tim Tam just stayed delicious and people kept coming back. But product alone doesn't build obsession. That's where marketing came in. And this is where it gets clever. In 1994, they dropped a TV ad that's now kinda legendary. A woman makes a wish for an endless Tim Tam packet and gets it. The genie appears, the pack refills magically. Fun fact, that woman was a very young Kate Blanchett, long before she hit Hollywood. The ad was cheeky, memorable, and nailed one thing. People loved Tim Tams so much, they'd literally wish for more. They even brought the ad back years later with a new genie. Same idea, still worked. That's the power of a great brand moment. Then came the ritual. And honestly, this one made it personal. It's called the TimTam Slam. You bite off both ends and use the biscuit like a straw to sip hot coffee. It melts just enough and then collapses in your mouth like chocolate lava. Sounds weird, but it became a full-blown cultural thing. About a third of Aussies have done it, and Arnott's leaned in. They even released official TimTam Slam packs just for that. So now it wasn't just a snack, it was an experience. And then there was the tree stunt. Someone once joked online, if only Tim Tams grew on trees. And Arnott's said, alright, let's do it. They transformed Sydney's Martin Place into a Tim Tam orchard. Real trees, hundreds of Tim Tams hanging from branches. Over 100,000 biscuits free to anyone who walked past. It exploded online and sales spiked the same week. That's the kind of brand move that makes people smile, share and show up. To keep things fresh, they started playing with flavors. Chewy caramel, Turkish delight, red velvet, even espresso martini. Some were a hit, some were, let's say, controversial. One flavor actually had alcohol in it, and parents weren't thrilled, but that was the point. It kept the brand in the news, in conversations, and in your shopping trolley. Now here's where it gets bold. In 2015, Coles refused to accept a price hike from Arnott's. So Arnott's pulled Tim Tams from Coles' shelves, no warning, just gone. And people lost it. News headlines, online outrage, a national crisis over biscuits. After 10 days, Coles backed down. Because Arnott's knew something most brands only hope for. People will literally switch supermarkets to get their Tim Tams. Today, Tim Tam is still Australia's #1 biscuit. Over 2.8 million households buy it every year. And Arnott's? They're making 4 million Tim Tams a day to keep up. It's the snack you bring overseas, the one in every care package, and the thing you hide from your flatmate in the back of the pantry. It even has its own holiday, National Tim Tam Day if you're wondering. And in 2024, the town of Tamworth was temporarily renamed Tim Tamworth. Honestly, if that's not national treasure status, I don't know what is. So what can we learn from all this? You don't need to change the product, just give people a fun way to enjoy it. Give people a ritual and they'll turn your brand into a tradition. If fans joke about something, run with it, make it real, surprise them. And when your product is good enough, you don't need to chase customers. They'll chase you. That's how a simple biscuit became a cultural icon, and that's the kind of brand story we live for here at Media Mates. If you want more Aussie marketing deep dives like this, hit that subscribe button. Because trust me, we've got stories just as sweet coming your way.